So I did give you guys a report about the whole market today about 24 hours ago. Things look a little different when we look at the market where there are seas of green instead of red. Now, how long will this last? That's the big question that most people will ask. And finally, when we look at some of the gains in this space, to be honest, most of these gains are just us rising from the lows. These aren't real wins. There aren't any more highs like there were a few months ago. Once more, let's think about where this market is in terms of the market cycle. Are we close to the top? Are we, getting close to the bottom of this latest move? And are we at the bottom? That's the main question, right? Everyone is trying to figure out what will happen next in the crypto cycle by looking at what has happened in the past. And if we're going to follow this to the letter, Credible Crypto, an analyst in the area, has said that we're not really following a 4-year cycle and that we never really followed one. We were just following a bigger cycle than the one we're really basing it on, which means it's more of a macro-based cycle, which I would say is technically correct. Of course, we do follow the funding cycle when it comes to crypto, and everyone always bets on every 4 years. We have this huge bull run all season, and we'll be able to play it off to the letter. That doesn't make sense to me when I think about crypto. If it were that simple, everyone would be able to buy, sell, and get rich. Right now is the best time to sign up with iTrust Capital. They offer a Roth IRA crypto design tool, as well as a premium custody account where you can safely store your crypto. There is no need to worry about your crypto going away overnight because this system is closed loop. Out of the balance sheet, assets are kept 1-to-1. Live customer help in the US, institutional custody, tax reporting, and buying and selling 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I love the part of their tool that lets me set up a Roth IRA. It's amazing, especially for trading and keeping crypto while getting tax breaks. You guys should use this. You can use my link in the description below, along with my promo code. If you pay $1,000, they'll give you an extra $100 in funding bonuses. Why are you guys still sitting around? Sign up right now. You'll be glad you did it. Even though it did happen for about 3 cycles in a row, you could make the case for cycles 13, 14, 17, 18, 21, and then 25 to 26. So 3 times. Will it happen 4 times in a row? I do believe we will have an all season. I believe there will be that big run up, but I don't believe it will be as easy to predict as it was before. Besides that, I believe we will also experience a lot of big manipulation and wipeouts. That's exactly where we are now. There is a big event happening right now that is making everyone think that things are going to be pretty rough. Also, the market is having a rough time right now. I'm getting scared. I'm scared. I am becoming worried. What do you think? I think I should sell everything and leave. After a while, they start buying back when things are going up again. Also, we are in a sea of green when we look at the market today. The price of Bitcoin is still mostly around 110,000. There hasn't been any real change in the last 24 hours. Ethereum is still worth about $3,900, and XRP is still worth about $2.40. To sum up, not much has changed. But there are a few things I'd like to talk about, even though the shakeouts have been very good. Millions of people are losing all their money. On the 10th, we know that long-term accounts worth millions of dollars were closed by more than 1 million traders. As I said before, this shakeout has been a huge success. There is also a lot of psychological warfare going on, which is also working very well because there have been months of no net wins. A lot of people look like they are getting really angry and worried about what will happen next. I think it's really important to look at this. People in this space are getting very angry and upset. If you're feeling a little worried, just look at how people are feeling. And I know that's an easy thing to say, like, oh, look at the negative feelings. That means the value of everything will go up. Even though the market has been doing very well, what we're mostly interested in is how negative this space has been. Yes, Bitcoin has been doing very well and reaching all-time highs. There hasn't been much change in most altcoins since about 9 months ago. I have said this many times because I don't want to say, okay, well, all because things haven't been, the best around sentiment, that means we're going to pump right away. Not at all. What I'm most interested in is that the markets will like any market. It doesn't need to be crypto, it might be stocks. They don't hold the most anger. It's not the worst thing about them. They don't get to the top when everyone is, really mad. When everyone is happy, they're at the top. To that end, I want to make sure you all understand the feeling. Keeping this in mind, the crypto market is about 32% scared right now, and the market cap for crypto has been started to rise again as well. For now, though, the fear and greed measure still shows that, everyone is still not sure what to do. They aren't sure if they should be up or down right now. They can't see a clear road in front of them that tells them, hey, hey, guess what? Right now, you should be very bullish, but if we look at a few things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or even XRP, we can see that there is still a nice push to the upside and some pretty strong structure. I'm aware that it's not completely clear or proven just yet. And let's just look at Bitcoin for now. For a quick look at what's been going on, I'd like to look at this with the daily. Going back to this big push up of about 114K, it was a nice wick. The RSI was still going up against the moving average, which we could see on a daily basis. We just went through the moving average. Once more, does this prove that Bitcoin is about to go through the roof and hit a new all-time high? Not really, but this is a good start. Regarding the daily, the good thing and main thing I'm looking at is that I want to see a daily candle close above these previous highs. This is because if we look at structure right now on the daily, more so looking at our previous week or so, the main thing I'm looking at is that we have a low, a higher low, and our high here. Of course, Bitcoin will show us that it's in a bullish shape if we start to make a higher high and break out. You can see that we still have those higher lows. If you look at this over 12 hours or even 4 hours, it looks like higher highs are coming off of this candle, but we need to break to a new high here. So from my point of view, the next important thing would be to break well above these highs, going back to the 21st, and then aiming for those highs from the 13th. This should get us back into the blue zone of Bitcoin prices, which is between 117,000 and 120,000. Bitcoin still looks very good right now. It's also true for Ethereum and XRP. You're right, it's not as clear on these maps. That's because, to go back to the daily view, Ethereum is still kind of stuck around these lows. The good news is that we have a nice low here if we go all the way back to October 10th and 11th, which is when the closure event did happen. In this case, the low is higher, but we're still looking at these lows in between. You might be thinking, okay, well, technically we're in a bearish structure, right? We have a lower low because of this. We're moving away from the big low point where the market crashed.